It was a freezing night, the kind that makes even neon lights shiver, when Denise, a weary waitress with aching knees but a gentle heart, noticed a man outside the diner. He stood near the dumpsters, trembling, his eyes downcast, hunger and shame etched deep into his face. Most people would have looked away, but not Denise. She didn't have much, but what she had was warmth. Without a second thought, she poured him a cup of coffee, plated a hot meal, and welcomed him inside as if he belonged there. No speeches, no questions, just quiet kindness. As the man ate in silence, the world outside kept rushing by, unaware that something powerful was happening in that small corner booth. It wasn't just a meal she offered, it was dignity, humanity, and hope wrapped in a simple act of compassion. Sometimes, it only takes one moment of kindness to change everything. But not everyone saw Denise's kindness the same way. Her boss, Ray, was a man who measured everything in numbers, every slice of pie, every refill, every minute on the clock. When he saw the homeless man eating, his face hardened. To him, rules mattered more than mercy. He stormed across the diner, his voice slicing through the quiet hum of coffee cups and conversation. Denise tried to explain, but compassion had no place in his balance sheet. He accused her of breaking policy, of turning the diner into a charity. And right there, in front of the customers who'd watched her serve them for years, he fired her. No warning, no gratitude, just cold dismissal. The room fell silent, heavy with disbelief. Denise stood still, hurt but unbroken. Because even when the world punishes kindness, a heart like hers refuses to stop caring. That night, Denise walked home through the biting wind, her breath turning to clouds in the cold. The streets felt emptier than usual, and the world, somehow, a little colder. Inside her small apartment, silence greeted her, no clinking dishes, no soft chatter, just the hum of loneliness. She sat at her kitchen table, hands wrapped around a mug she didn't drink from, replaying the moment Ray took her apron. Every sound from the diner echoed in her mind, the bell, the voices, the look in that man's eyes. She wasn't angry, she was just tired. But even in her quiet sadness, there was something steady inside her, a belief that what she did was right. She'd lost her job, maybe her security, but not her compassion. Because no matter how cruel the world can be, real kindness never truly disappears. The next morning, as Denise stepped outside, she noticed something unusual: two black SUVs parked quietly by the diner across the street. Their tinted windows reflected the pale winter sun, giving nothing away. For a moment, her heart tightened. Maybe the diner was in trouble, maybe some inspection, or maybe fate was circling back in ways she couldn't yet see. From a distance, she watched men in dark coats walk in and out, carrying clipboards and papers, while her former co-workers whispered nervously nearby. Denise stayed on the curb, unsure whether to approach or turn away. Then, days later, an envelope appeared under her door, no sender, just her name written neatly in blue ink, asking her to come back to the diner at 10 a.m. The word "needed" stood out, soft but powerful. She didn't know why, but something told her life was about to change. When Denise walked back into the diner, she almost didn't recognize it. The walls were freshly painted, the air smelled of real coffee instead of burnt beans, and the old neon sign had been taken down. Standing near the counter was a man in a tailored suit, calm, confident, familiar. It took her a moment to realize he was the same man she'd once fed on that freezing night. But now, he wasn't trembling. He stood tall, eyes kind but steady. He told her who he was, a businessman who had lost everything and found hope in her simple act of generosity. Without her knowing, she had changed his life. And now, he was here to return that grace. He handed her a folder with her name printed boldly across the top, ownership papers. The diner was hers now. Kindness, it seemed, had come full circle. From that day forward, the diner was no longer just a place to eat, it became a home for anyone who needed warmth, a meal, or simply to be seen. Denise ran it with the same quiet grace she'd always had, greeting everyone with a smile that carried stories of resilience and faith. The regulars came back first, then strangers who'd heard about the kind waitress who fed a man and changed her life. She kept the same corner booth where it all began, a small plaque above it reading, "Kindness always comes home." Sometimes, she'd find thank you notes tucked under the salt shaker, or a few dollars left by someone who once had nothing to give. Each gesture reminded her that compassion spreads, it ripples, it multiplies, and it always returns. And every time that old bell above the door chimed, Denise knew, goodness never goes unnoticed.